Over the weekend, Wilmore radioed Mission Control about hearing a strange pulsating noise coming through Starliner's speakers. Take a listen to that chilling audio.
There's a strange noise coming through the speaker, and I didn't know if you could connect into the Starliner and let me keep mic and let you hear it. I don't know what's making it, but here we go.
Mission Control in Houston says it's investigating, saying it sounds almost like a sonar ping. Joining me now, an expert in all this, former NASA astronaut Jose Hernandez. Jose, I'm not sure if you had a good chance to listen to that sound. What do you believe that is? Have you ever heard anything like that before?
Hello, Alex. Yes, I did listen to the sound, and it's kind of like a pulsing sound. It doesn't sound like feedback. It sounds like it's picking up something from some type of motor or device that's nearby within the capsule or within the International Space Station. I'll tell you, when you're inside the International Space Station, it's not quiet. There's a lot of pumps going on, and sounds like a industrial lab environment. And so it's probably picking up some noise from the International Space Station and transmitting it through the speaker system. I mean, there's been cases where if we have our speaker system configured wrong, we can even pick up shortwave sounds, conversations from Earth onto our speaker system.
Look, Starliner's trip up there has been delayed several weeks, and now we're hearing months. Now we're hearing about strange noises emanating from the ship itself. Should there be a level of concern here? Is Wilmore right to call this into Houston to ask them to investigate?
Yes, Butch is in his right to tell him to investigate this sound, but I don't think this is related to the thruster issue or the helium leak issue. I think this is something completely independent and not gonna affect the performance of the Starliner. This is more of a comm problem where we have feedback or some gain is set too much that creates this interference.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak to Sonny Williams' family. They say that they're confident that she's doing just fine up there. She loves being in space, just like Wilmore, I'm sure, does too. For our viewers, let's play that sound one more time, because I got a question on the other end, but let's make sure that everyone gets one more chance to hear that sound. It's freaky to me to hear something like that. But again, like you said, ships make a lot of noises in general. But to this point about Houston investigating, what does that mean exactly? What are they able to do?
Well, I think what they're able to do is they're able to ensure that the comm system is set up correctly, that the gains aren't too high or too low, and that there's not a microphone interfering with a speaker system that can create some feedback. And also that there isn't anything like some type of common ground that then would transmit signals from the station to the Starliner. And so all these things can be plausible explanations. But I think even if we don't find out what it is, for them to come home on the 6th, them meaning just the Starliner without the crew, I don't think it's going to affect their decision for them to come back next Wednesday.
Jose, with all these news headlines popping up about Starliners, the thrusters, the sounds that are emanating, what does this mean for the future of Boeing Starliner fleet? What do we see coming, if you're to look into your crystal ball, what do you see for the future?
Sure. Well, Alex, by definition, this was a test flight. This is the first flight where we have humans on Starliner that went up into space. So we were expecting some kinks to be able to fix some of these kinks. Now, truthfully, we weren't expecting to be delayed 8 months for the crew to come home and not come home on their own ship. But I think NASA is erring on the safe side and saying, hey, since we don't have a good grasp of the thruster and the helium leaks root cause, let's have it come home by itself and let the crew stay there until the next available trip home, which would be February of 2025.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.